will go down. You want a long position on the Fed funds futures contract. For most months, unless something really drastic is going on, EFFR is almost constant until if Fed makes a move. Oh, I took care of it. I pushed the help button back. I guess that didn't go through. Somebody left a blank thing on. I got no picture. I didn't know that was the cause. I tried it. It worked now.
Okay, as long as it's working.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you.
It didn't take them that long to come in. But if something was really wrong, we would have lost 20 minutes of the lecture. I like the old system. All they had to do is they add HDMI to it. But for some reason, they spent money on these things. It costs, I think, about $3,000 per classroom. But as usual, I have a forward policy that made me in peace. I'm gonna keep it suitable for a workplace, not my friggin' problem. It's not my money they're spending. It's not as if I would get a raise if they didn't spend that money. So I shut up and have my peace. Now, the way these contracts works, the way any futures contracts work, they are settled daily. Which means any profit loss is handled at the end of that day. And if you go to page and go to, by the way, let's see. Each basis point move in the price is worth $41.67. This is also known as the tick value. Remember, the contract unit is 4,167 times the IMM index, which is 100 minus the rate. So if the interest rate goes up by 1 basis point, price is going to go down by 0.01, right? Because the rate is already expressed in percentage terms. So if you go from 525 to 526, that's equivalent to price going down from 94.75 to 94.74. And you multiply the change in price by 4,167, since that one tick is equivalent to 1 basis point. So each tick is worth 41.67. So if in one day that thing moves by 25 basis points, which almost never happens, but if it does, you're gonna make 25 times $41.67. But at the end of each day, let's go to margins. These are contracts where you put in essentially collateral for performance. For each contract, you're gonna put in about $270, okay? And since this is not a course on derivatives or investments, I'm not gonna go through the mechanics of margin calls and stuff. So if I have 100 contracts, long or short, I'm gonna have to put in $27,000, okay? 270 times 100. And let's go to quotes. There is a number here that says prior settle. That was basically the average of transactions during the last minute of last session. That's used as a price for settlement. I mean, nothing changed today, but if you look at the December contract, it decreased by 1 basis point, okay? So if that actually stays the same until the end of the day, if I'm long, I'm gonna lose 41.67 per contract, or 4,167 if I have 100 contracts long. They're gonna actually take that from my margin account. If that account is too low, at some point they're gonna get a margin call. This is similar to investing on margin with stocks, except the leverage is huge. You're actually controlling a much bigger quantity. If you're short, you're gonna actually make, if you're short 100 contracts, you're gonna make $4,167, and that's gonna be put into your margin account. So every day your losses and profits are already accounted for. On the last day of the month, the actual EFFR is determined, the average, and that's going to become the settlement price. If there are any outstanding contracts left, those are going to be settled based on that. So any profits and losses you have are handled not on one shot, but cumulatively. So by the time you get to the end of the contract day, the last day of the contract, everything is going to be settled. Now, there's a reason this is done based on average. As I said, unless something really drastic going on, the EFFR is typically pretty constant. That's kind of the Fed's policy anyway. They change only after any moves by Fed. So next FOMC meeting, this is short for Federal Open Market Committee. And it's the members who vote on the policy. So it's not like Fed chairman dictates everything. Obviously, he or she does have quite a bit of pull, but nothing guaranteed. It's like the Speaker of the House. Just because you're the Speaker of the House doesn't mean you control the votes. And Fed chairman has even less horses to trade compared to the Speaker of the House. Is on September 19 and 20. It's a 2-day meeting. I mean, talking about what the rates should be is not the only thing they talk about. They analyze any data they have. Some of it public, some of it is not. They have non-public information about the health of the banks. They're typically released with a 3-year delay. They're called the CAMELS. I don't remember what it's short for. So based on all of those, they make a lot of decisions. But the one that we're gonna care most on Wednesday, because they announced the decisions on at the end around 2 o'clock on the second day. On Wednesday, September 20, FOMC will announce their decision on what Fed funds rate target should be. Okay. Now, remember the contract pays based on the average. So currently, EFFR is 533, okay? Fed will increase the target range by 25 basis points, say with a probability of P, which I'm going to make that pi using font. And keep it constant with a probability of 1 minus pi. If Fed increases Fed funds rate, we expect that EFFR will be 558, which is 533 plus 0.25 for the rest of the month. So that's 10 days. Starting September 21st, it's going to be 558. Otherwise, it is expected to remain at 533. All right. The way the market comes to equilibrium when so-called expected average EFFR is equal to the implied rate from the futures markets. And probability of, I'm going to put probability in quotation marks. It's not probability in the sense of nature determines the probability, but it's basically what market attaches, okay? Because some people are going to bet that it's going to go up, some people are going to bet that it's going to go down.